And I'm Phil.
And I think Phil's actually ready this week. Yeah. How lovely to see you all in tonight.
It is
including
indeed.
You.
Yes. Yes, I actually turned my volume off just as we went live.
I know.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, you're impressive.
I am so organised. I think I'm scaring myself tonight.
You're not that organised.
No, actually, I haven't got a clue where I am. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I actually had to work today.
Thank you, Ed. The sound's fine. Always good to know.
Yeah, I had to work on a Saturday now, and they don't give us time and a half no more. I said that to the funeral director. I said when we come out, I said, "Cool, I missed time and a half when I worked in the pit. Double time for Sundays."
I know.
Cool, these were the days.
Yeah, work on to a Sunday. Who work Sundays? You got double time.
I used to do Saturday, Sunday, work on 2 hours every morning, which meant I got 2 weeks' pay. Brilliant.
Yep.
But those days are long gone. I retired when I was 28.
Yep.
And then they quickly, it wasn't me leaving that brought it about, but shortly afterwards there were no mines left in the valleys. Actually, it was something I commented on with somebody, because I tried to cover this week's comments, and I'm going back and I'm covering the last 2 weeks. So immediately, can I just say a happy 21st birthday to Alison? Because it was 6 days ago, but I only read the comment from 2 weeks ago this morning. So Alison,
yes, happy birthday, Alison. Well, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, well, it's belated, but we're in the right week. Yes. See, it's happened since the last live show. It happened the next day, so at least we're still within reach. But one of the comments was saying about the noise. I think it was Richard, actually. Maybe Richard mentioned about the noise coming up over the valley, the amount of traffic and everything else. But I mentioned Richard. I totally take his point. We both of us apologised for the sound or referenced it.
There was no way to get away from it.
But then I thought, what would it have been like 100 years ago? When there would have been sidings, trains clattering together, there would have been steel and ironworks, there'd have been the coal mines, all this going on. It must have been, and I came to the conclusion that since the Industrial Revolution, us human beings have probably been driving the rest of nature nuts with all that noise.
They have to put up with that all the time.
Because in all honesty, we don't notice the noise until we start to film.
Yeah.
We're there, we're in the park, and then Caroline says, okay, we'll do a piece by ear. God, look at that noise.
Yes.
As soon as we realised we're going to pick up on camera.
We switch off to it, we tune out.
You do. You just shut it down. But I had an old friend once, she was 96 when she passed away, I believe, and she used to sit there and say, it's never quiet anymore, Phil. Never quiet. She said, I remember when I'd sit as a child and hear nothing. She said, now I'm sat in my own house and I can hear the traffic down in the town, I can hear the planes flying over, I can hear things buzzing in the kitchen.
Do you remember that during COVID? That's one thing we noticed, there were no aeroplanes. It was really weird because there were always trails in the sky and there was always somewhere in the sky. Yeah. But it was really odd.
Nothing at all. Yeah, but it was funny because as we do the videos and as we talk about things, it's surprising how different conversations come up. You know?
Oh, sorry, Colin, I was just going to think, before I forget, I'd better go look and see what's the first three in, shouldn't I? And first name was Lexi B, Lexi's Larks and Crafts. Well done, Lexi. Followed very closely by Body Tyler Fan 34. Well done. And in third place was Ed Creative. So, congratulations for being the first three in tonight. The first three on the podium of a few podiums to come yet. And thank you for everybody commenting about my hair. I know it's gone.
Yes.
I just got fed up of it. I said, that's it. It's going.
Yes.
I was going to go shorter, but then my hairdresser doesn't like cutting my hair short. He's very nervous.
Caroline does war with her hairdresser. Fights for every inch she's cut off. Rodri
he was pretty good. He went for this length okay, but usually he's like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, he's such a funny chap in as much as he's a hairdresser. But sometimes I just can't. I can't cut it all off. You'll regret it. You'll go home and you'll blame me. I'm not doing it. And I think it's amazing. Like, you go to the hairdressers and have this ongoing battle about how many inches of hair can go. Mind you, Caroline did push his hand a little this time, because by the time she'd got back to him this time, she'd already taken the scissors and chopped her fringe. I know.
Couldn't take it was no before more. About a live show about 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't see, and it was getting in my eyes, so I chopped him like, oh no, I look like a Cedric. He was sort of up here and really awful, but he's grown down a bit now. I said, is there anything you could do with the fringe? He said, no, it still hasn't grown back. He always says, what have you done with your fringe now? Anyway, let's get off my hair.
Yes. Well, to go on to another subject that's come up is a few people have commented on how lovely Pontypridd is as a shop in town. Well, one of the things we should say as well is that if you visit any of the towns we've been to, if you look with our eyes as we look when we film, you will see what we saw. But the reality is that all the towns we visit have gone through some real hard times now for 30 years. It's been 3 decades, really, of hard times. All the mines closed, the jobs went, that was a big hit. But then, of course, big names disappeared.
Yeah.
Debenhams, Marks and Spencer's closed their store over there. They're still going, but they shut down over there, didn't they? They shut their big store in Ponty. British Home Stores went, Woolworths went, HMV went, so we've had some massive companies go down. Then you've got online shopping, so it's been one thing after another. But one of the things we always do, and that's why the folks up in Leominster were so friendly to us in the market, is we always give our word. We're looking for the good, we're looking for the positive. And it is good that they're seeing some investment. So as much as the noise really drove us nuts filming, it is good to see some of the old buildings that were derelict coming down, because Ponty did have a few derelict buildings that needed to come down. They're being removed, they're opening up space, they're building new buildings. And another thing is that while I know some people feel it's sad that there's so many charity shops instead of the stores that were there, I take the view, I'm so glad that the charity shops are there. It's better than boarded up shops. Yes, and to be honest,
it brings a lot of people into the town, including us.
Yeah, to be honest, as I say to folks who work in charity shops when we go in, this is the only shop you come into and you don't know if you're going to want to buy something until you leave. Because you don't know what's in.
No.
From 1 week to the next, you never know. Which is why we ended up buying 20 Christmas baubles in August. Because we didn't know we were going to buy 20 Christmas baubles until the chap said you can have 20 for £1, and Caroline thought,
can't go wrong way.
Go on, you've twisted my arm. So lots of topics coming up, but we just want to encourage everyone out there, if you're feeling your town's a little run down and it's having problems and the shops are closing, it is happening here too, and in Ponty and all around. But there is, if you look, you'll find the good bits. Go on then, what's Manky want?
Manky says that while we were getting ready for the show, he's been reading the comments and he says he thinks a few of you need a Manky kiss because he's really worried about you because you're under the weather or you're feeling ill or something wrong. So Manky said, pack her up, he's coming in. Mwah. There you go, you happy now? Yep, there we go. So I hope you're all feeling a bit better now.
There we go. Yep, so there we are. And one person who's been sharing some rather positive outcomes from shutdown shops is Rachel, because on Facebook this week, Rachel's put up quite a lot of pictures, but what they've done is they've put murals on the fronts of a lot of the closed down shops, including Debenhams. I noticed the Debenhams sign behind some of them. And they included paintings of all to do with the local area at Barrow and Furness. There was the steelworks, there was the open air theatre, the R&L lifeboat, ships and subs that were built there. There was a dinosaur. Well, that's a bit different. Soapbox race, sea cadets, loads of pictures, and they're just going to take pictures of the pictures that they're using on the fronts, just to try and inject something bright and colourful rather than just an empty window. But also, I suppose, to give people that sense of pride and history in what's happening in the town. So, I suppose it's going to be a long haul, but there seems to be a corner turning. There seems to be investment coming into some of the valleys now, because the big cities have had it for a long time. So hopefully we'll get there. But just wanted to share that news with you all.
It's funny, somebody was saying, Linda Peterson said, my best finds come from second-hand shops. And I was just thinking now, just about everything we're wearing tonight comes from a second-hand shop, and I'm so mean, I won't even pay more than £1 for things usually. So I think I did pay for this. No, it's my t-shirt I bought from Primark, but then this was £1, and then my jeans were £1, Phil's shirt was £1, and Phil's suit, he's wearing his suit bottoms because he was doing a funeral earlier, his suit was £4 or £5?
£5?
£5, ooh, big money.
But that was about 4 or 5 years ago. I've worn it ever since. Doing services. It was from River Island and it fitted me like a glove.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wear it to work and it cost me £5. Tell you what, I'll go get my latest jacket.
Oh, go on then.
I'll get my latest jacket now.
Posh jacket. Phil's been looking for a jacket like this for about 3 or 4 years now and hasn't found one. And then he found one in a charity shop. So he did pay big money for that. He'll tell you how much when he gets back. Let's have a look. A lot of people saying they do shop in charity shops. Yeah. Oh, our 4 children, when they used to go to school, you could buy all their uniforms there. You imagine buying a school uniform for 4 children. So off to the charity shop we go, buy them all. And
no,
they look great.
Now this jacket I bought in a closing down sale.
About 5 years ago now, was it?
Yeah, on our way home from France before COVID. And I got in the closing down sale and it still cost me a fair few bob.
It did. That was expensive.
It was. What did I pay for it?
It was over £100. I think you paid about 80 for it.
There we are.
In these extravagant days.
Paid about £80 for that because I wanted a nice light jacket. Because I like to wear a jacket, t-shirt and jeans. My Miami Vice look. But this is my latest jacket. There we go.
I don't know if you can see it. It's seersucker, blue and white stripe. Get a bit. Oh, I tell you what, I've got the fire on over here. That's why we all look rather red.
There we go.
There we go.
It's got that sort of, yeah, whatever Caroline said. It's got that bobbly effect.
Seersucker.
Seersucker.
I have no idea why they call it seersucker.
And it's light. And it's M&S, Marks and Spencer's.
It's not just any jacket. This is an M&S jacket.
And it's like new, and it cost me £2.50.
Yep.
£2.50. If you want to beat,
this man is made of money.
Tell you folks, if you want to beat this cost of living crisis, hit your charity shops. I know the prices are going up in charity shops. We did complain. Good grief. The shops that used to be £1, £2, £3 is now £3, £4, £5.
Yeah.
So we did complain about the prices in charity shops. But if it's not every time you go out, it's a bit like fishing. You're not guaranteed a bite, but if you go, it's amazing what you find.
The only thing you can't do in a charity shop is get new fashion. I've never found anything that's bang on. But we don't live bang on fashion anyway.
I think I'm extremely fashionable.
Oh, yes, you are. You are. I heard a song the other day and I thought, now that's really clever lyrics. And it said, we're not cool, we're free. And I like that because, I don't feel cool. I don't wear the latest clothes. And I walk down the street and people say, oh, she's so fashionable.
I feel very
cool.
But
I haven't got to worry. If I like it and it's in a charity shop, I can buy it. And it doesn't affect my standing as a fashionista because I'm not one.
And to be honest, I buy what I like. I liked my suit.
Lexi said, £2.50, that's less than a Toblerone.
I know. And it'll last a darn sight longer, I can promise you, Lexi, because Toblerone don't last long around me. But no, genuinely though, I don't settle for less, because this is what I've been looking for, as I proved when I bought this, which, I want that light colour, something that will go with denim as well as go with tidy clothes. I've worn this since I bought it. I did a funeral service in it because the gentleman wanted people in bright clothes. Yeah. I bought this the day before and I wore it to the service and took a service in that. But at the same time, I can put it with a pair of jeans. So I don't feel like compromise. I've never been much of a fashion victim. No. I got my own fashion. I know what I like. If I could get it, I'd be walking around in a top hat and tails. That'd be me. I used to say to Karen...
So if ever you see one in a charity shop, don't tell him.
I said to Karen, I want to get an Edwardian tail jacket and wear a monocle. She said, you wear a monocle? You walk on your own.
That's right. Sure, you look very nice, but I'll never know. Ed was saying, just a second, I've lost. Yeah. I've lost you, Ed, I've lost you, you're gone. Everything moves so quickly. Don't have a jacket. Last one I had, I picked it up after not wearing it for a while and the lining fell apart with moths. It's been a while then, Ed. Bit like when Phil opens his wallet.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Oh, you're not.
I'm hurt.
You're not.
Mortified.
No, I'm more tight than Phil. Phil is much more freely spending than me. Well, talking rubbish. It's been a long day.
No, I'm wise and I'm careful, but I can sometimes be a little bit. Especially if you say you want something, you've got to watch you don't say you want something. Karen says she wants something, I go get it.
If we can afford it or not, Phil will really try to get it. Like, no.
The other day, Caroline said, it's lovely going away in the caravan. And they said, but I do miss France. And then she came down the office to do some editing. And I came down and I said, we're going to France, love. I've just booked our holiday. So I've booked for 4 weeks' time.
So I really can't say anything.
Yeah, I've booked for 4 weeks' time and we're going to have 2 weekends. So hopefully one of them will be dry. And the one we hope will be dry is the first weekend because the village we stay in has got their Brookhant that week.
Oh, yes.
And hopefully their festival and their fireworks. So we'll be able to film all that and make a video for you.
Yes.
So that should be
take
good.
you around the Brookhants with us, which is always great fun.
Yes,
right,
indeed.
Do you think we need to have a question? Because it's nearly 20 past and all we've done is talk about hair and clothes.
Oh, we haven't. We've covered so many subjects.
Yes, but I think we need a question.
Okay. Right then. Having done rather well by my standards at skimming stones.
Ooh, very good.
Yes, because we got down by the river this week and Manky's garden, our prize piece of ridge pottery up there.
Yes, we see.
Yes, our ridge pottery that Caroline found on the beach.
Look at that.
There we go. You haven't seen that on a live show for a while. But of course, I also had a little go at skimming a stone because the water where we were was very deep. And because of the depth, even though there were two major rivers coming together at the point just behind us, it meant it was very smooth. So I thought I'd give it a go. And we estimated I'd had about 7 bounces on that really stone, good. Which was really good.
Nothing like Tom had like 17 or something.
I know. I did tell Tom to look the other way.
Yes.
So here is a stone skimming question. The world Stone Skimming Championships 2023 will take place in the UK on Sunday the 24th of September, but I'm sorry, it's too late to register to take part as the limit of 350 contestants has already been reached. My question is, which country in the UK is the Skimming Stone Championship being held in? Is it in A, Scotland, B, England, or C, Wales?
Go. Right. Oh, Mini Beast's been at it again. Here's a joke. A Welshman goes for an eye test.
There's not a go. It's okay, you said it and the name's coming in, but there's not a go.
Is there? Yeah, it should be.
I can't
I
see
did
it.
send one. Oops. Sorry. Well, it's in
It's okay. Well, you said it, so everybody's coming in, but just for you to know. Oh, it is. It's all the way up there. Somebody's written 2 comments after it.
There you go. So now can I carry on with Mini Beast's joke? You can't get the stuff. A Welshman goes for an eye test again. The optician says again,
Yes.
"Can you read this chart from top to bottom?" The Welshman replies, "Read it, I know the guy." Very clever. Yeah, Linda is saying, what time was it? And I've lost your comment now. Linda Peterson is saying it's Sunday morning, 8:16 in New Zealand. Wow. You're up bright and early.
It's dedication to the cause. We're ready for bed.
Do we have a winner?
Now that is a very good question, and the answer is yes, we do. And we've got 3 podium places. And the first one goes, let me just check now, because the go is so far up above the answers, I got to check, yeah. The first one goes to the very first answer, which came from Mr. Ed Creative.
Well done, Ed.
Yeah, because it was A, Scotland. There you go. It's in Scotland, folks, if you want to be there. It's on the 24th of September.
Which is the day before Lexi's mum Elaine's birthday. Which is 2 days before our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, well, Lexi's mum's birthday will be 1 day before our wedding anniversary.
All the best things happen around
Oh, we'll all be partying. The Stone Skimmers, Lexi and her mum, me and you. It'll be wild times. So, who came second? Who's got the silver? Rachel Bailey. Got the second one. Rachel.
Very good, Rachel.
And then Mini Beast says, I say A, Mum says B, Dad says, and he never got anything written down for Dad.
We'll guess.
But it's alright because Mini Beast won.
Well done, Mini Beast.
She got an A, so it's Ed, Rachel, and Mini Beast 283.
Well done to the 3 of you.
There we go.
And Rachel Ramey said, I have a joke. Why do dads tell dad jokes? Because they're grown men. Oh. Very good.
Oh, somebody mentioned Shooting Stars.
Oh,
Beata's saying,
or is it one of those special?
we need to look at the sky tonight. Lots of shooting stars.
I'm just going to pop and have a look. I'll let Phil entertain you. I'm going to see if there's any cloud out.
I'd be surprised if it's not. It's been raining all day long. It has been. Yeah, I think it's all clouds over Wales, I think.
Clouds, fog and rain.
Yeah, we got clouds, fog, mist and rain. So I don't think we'll be seeing many shooting stars. They will be shooting, but they won't be within view.
But on a positive note, the lights...
Rachel Bailey, too cloudy.
On a positive note, the lights that Beata got us for the garden are shining away beautifully.
There we go. Our nice garden lights, Beata, they are on out the garden, and Caroline said they are shining bright even if we can't see the stars tonight.
Oh, another one in. I have another joke. From Mini Beast. My wife asked me if I was having an affair with a woman from Llanfair, go. I said, how can you say such a thing?
Oh, I tell you what.
Also, Perseids tonight, or Perseids I always call them. Oh.
Well, we won't be having one yet.
No, I love watching meteor showers, but I very rarely see them because the weather's so bad.
Yeah, we used to, at one time we went in the car and we drove, didn't we?
Oh, it was lovely that night. We could see.
We went to where the sky was clear and where there was less street lighting.
We done Barry, didn't we? Barry, Penarth.
Yeah, because we had a look on the weather and saw the weather was clearer at the coast, so we drove down and then tried to get into somewhere to park where there was no street lights, and then we could watch the shooting stars, as we used to call them, shooting stars.
Catherine's saying it's been very wet day in Brecon, and it's Brecon Jazz Weekend. Oh, isn't it always the way? I'm sure the rain knows when there's something big and important on.
Yeah,
saying that, mate, we don't get a lot of it in Wales, do we?
Well, this year, I did read something earlier on that we're having one of the wettest summers, which
wouldn't surprise
when
me.
You think how warm it was at the beginning of the summer, we've certainly had a fair bit of rain since. And at the same time, the poor people down
just in
south,
Europe, not that far away from us,
and even over in Hawaii and everywhere, there's all sorts of disasters happening where it's too warm.
Linda, I don't know if it's just in the northern hemisphere. I would imagine so, if I'm understanding how the night sky works, but I could be completely confused. Right, it's going to be hot in Germany next week. Lovely.
Well, hopefully it's going to be hot when we go to France, but that won't be for a few weeks yet.
No, so we won't know for a while what the weather's going to be like.
Yeah,
even if it rains, though, I'm quite happy to sit in the caravan. I'm going to take all my journaling supplies with me, and I'm going to make an altered book. Going to do some journaling, make a journal of my own, and I'm really looking forward to it. Having nothing to do and nowhere to go unless we want to go. And then, like over in France, you can just pop to the local hypermarket, and it's huge, and you've got everything from garden furniture to clothing to electrical goods, right the way through to food, fresh baguettes, things like that. So we can easily spend an hour wandering around going, ooh, look at that, oh, look at that.
And they're coming out with nothing other than a carrier bag. We usually buy our bag for lives. We buy a couple of carrier bags when we're away from different shops, because then when we go shopping in Britain, it reminds us of our holidays. Which is a good idea. Ed said, I get as far as Llanfair Pwthgwyn, then I get lost.
There you go. Just learn to say gish, and then you can go a bit further then. Llanfair Pwthgwyn gish. Right then, we better get on with another question, really, because look at the time.
Oh, hang on then.
Oh, you ready?
Carry on, yes. Okay, folks, let's see who gets this one. Now, this question, the answer was in the video. Caroline likes to share the property prices as we travel, but this time, as well as the terraced houses, bungalows, villas, there was a converted chapel which was going to auction. What was the guide price? Was it A, £200,000, B, £300,000, or C, £400,000?
Go. And it's there. I can see it on my screen.
It's on mine as well this time. It disappeared last time.
Lexi said you should get canvas bags printed with your channel name on and take those shopping. Might get you extra subscribers. It'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it? I wonder if I can get some bags printed up. We could do some Let's Go's, but I could also do some Manky ones, because I know Manky is very popular. He's more popular than Phil and me. He is the star of the show. So we could try making some canvas bags, couldn't we? Getting some printed. I'll see how much it costs. I'm not sure. Amazon tends to be expensive, but I don't know if there's any way I can get them printed other than that. I'll find out.
Oh, the answers are coming in. They're coming in, thick and fast.
Oh, Ed said bumper stickers too.
Ah.
Right, yeah. Well, we got answers in, but are any right?
Ah, indeed, they are. In fact, at one point, there's quite a string of correct answers.
Good.
So I know I've got at least 3. Because, folks, the guide price, don't know what it'll sell for, because auctions around here, I don't know what they're like elsewhere, but around here, the guide price is usually considerably less than what they're hoping to get, isn't it? It's not a guide at all.
No. Sometimes the guide price is like 150,000 and the reserve is 200. I think, well, that doesn't really work.
No.
The guide price really should be higher than the amount they start with.
Take away the word guide price and put clickbait.
Yes.
Because that's what it is.
Oh, you see a house. Oh, look at that. We can afford that.
We can afford that. And sells for double
price.
the amount.
You know we can't.
So, the guide price was £300,000. So let's have a look. That means that Mini Beast's dad gets the gold podium position.
Well done, Mini Beast's dad.
And it's Glenda Weiss who gets the silver position.
Well done, Glenda.
And Andrea Mazzari takes
well done,
the bronze. And a special mention for Jason, Linda, Mike and Anne, because after Andrea there was another 4 in a row that were right, and because they come in by split seconds and the computer sorts you out, I will give a special mention. But our actual prize winners are Mini Beast's dad, Glenda and Andrea. They are on the podiums at the moment, so it's all getting mixed up. But at the moment, Mini Beast's family
doing well this week.
They're doing well, but then again, of course, if they ever go for one answer each, then they tend to cover them all anyway. So it depends how far up the list they get. But well done, Mini Beast's dad.
Rachel said, I sometimes go into a local cafe and estate agents. There's a large detached house for sale in Elverston for £895,000. Oh, perhaps we buy 2. We could have one for you, one for me.
Oh, there we go then.
Perhaps not. I can probably afford the garden gate.
I tell you, the property prices in some parts of the world, London. I was listening.
Silly money.
I was listening to Radio 4 on the way home today, and they were saying that they were looking at Ireland, and if you want to live in the inner city in parts of Ireland, it's £1,800 a month for a 1-bedroom flat. And they said the only places dearer than that in Europe were, I think it's Paris and London.
Yeah, Paris is really expensive.
And London is as well. You'll pay over $2,000 for a studio flat in London. So it prices people completely out. But as I say, there's always, it varies from place to place. But and that's why we like to show the houses in different places and show the different sizes, because obviously some people are shopping in this ideal position, some people are shopping in that. And it just gives a sort of...
I like to dream anyway.
Yeah, it gives
I like
you
looking
an
at the big
overview.
ones.
Oh yeah, Caroline likes to dream, all right.
I tell you what.
Oh, look at this, I'll send you a house. And when
if you put in
nice.
London, and then don't put a price limit on it, if you go on Rightmove and put in London, the places there, but they're like 35 million, 47 million. They're nice. But I won't be buying one.
I should think they would be nice.
Mike said, just wait, there are prizes. Only glory, Mike. Only glory. Right then, so should we have some happy news?
Yes, go on then.
Right then, I'm just looking, Phil gave me my happy news
and you put it down there, did you? Is that your happy news? Yes, that's your happy news. The happy news from Caroline.
At my papers, look like a newscaster. San Diego woman, 84, delights neighbours with her ever-changing costumed owl in her tree. 10 years ago, Penny Fawcett noticed a hole in the tree outside her San Diego home that looked like a spot an owl would live in, she said. So she bought a fake one, nicknamed it Solomon, and began dressing it in a different outfit each month. We get a lot of walkers and kids who would leave hearts or cute items at the tree once in a while, says the 84-year-old Penny, so I decided to keep doing it. I love when people tell me they love seeing him, she adds. Kids will stop and say, Mom, look, they've changed his clothes. Highlights include a red, white and blue 4th of July get-up, an all-green St. Patrick's Day outfit, and Penny's favourite, a Cinco de Mayo ensemble complete with a stuffed guitar. That's at 5th of May. The original Solomon has yet to need replacing, though Penny has a few other owls in rotation now, including a special Snow White one just for New Year's Eve. Oh, isn't that lovely? Now, I wouldn't mind living there and going round and checking every now and then, see what the owl is doing. And there's something really simple, and something at 84, you can actually brighten the lives of hundreds, perhaps thousands of people who walk past your house. You know, you might be thinking, there's nothing I can do for society, I'm old. You're never too old, and I suppose, I wonder how high up the tree the owl is. I hope he's not too high. I wouldn't want to go climbing up a tree at my age. But isn't that marvellous, that whatever happens, there's always something you can do. And I like that. It's the principle of that I like.
Yeah.
Very good.
I also thought she was quite clever, because obviously when she started, she'd take the owl down dress and put it back up. But as she's been getting a little older, she must have been 74 when she started, and Solomon's getting a little older.
A bit tatty.
She's now acquired a couple of other owls, so she can dress them all up and then switch them over.
Yeah.
So it's making the job a little less strenuous as time goes on.
And if one goes then, people are used to all the others, it wouldn't suddenly be a different owl, I suppose. You know, people could get upset if Solomon isn't there anymore.
Yeah, indeed.
Right, so are you going to do yours now, or should we have another question?
I have another question.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, more questions.
Oh, no, hang on. Where are we going for a ride in the car?
We're going for a ride in the car now. Right
It's
then.
been a long day.
We're having our third question of the evening, and it's only 34 minutes into the night. We are going crazy, I tell you. In 1845, William Ewart's Museums Act here in the UK provided the first opportunity for local authorities to provide free libraries. Now, the reason this question's in is because of that nice big new building with a nice shiny new library there in Pontypridd. But 1845, when the Museum Act was passed, was 12 years after the first modern library funded by local taxes was opened in the USA. My question is, in which state was that first publicly financed library built? Was it A, New Hampshire, B, New York, or C, New Jersey?
Go. And I have to say, while the answers are coming in, Beata's son Oliver has a birthday today, so I don't know if you're listening, Oliver, a happy birthday if you are, and if not, then Beata, please send him our best wishes, and from everybody on the chat, I'm sure.
Indeed.
I can see people sending greetings, so...
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Oh, Lexi said, get on the overseas properties on Rightmove, some nice ones. Oh, I have. I will tell you what I find is some places in America seem so cheap compared to the UK. You can get something really big on a nice plot of land over there for probably about what ours is worth, and we've not got a huge house on huge land. So it's all relative, obviously. You know, you can't get something in somewhere really expensive like California, but there are places you can go that still look quite reasonable. Right. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello, Javier. See if I missed anything, sorry. Oh, it's no good. If leave in silence, I've got a drink.
Choking, you dear, choking. Don't choke. Well, we have got a lot of answers in, and we have some correct answers. But I would say the correct answer is not the most popular answer.
Oh, interesting.
Now then, there we go. Because the correct answer, folks, is New Hampshire. In fact, it's Peterborough in New Hampshire. And the gold podium goes to Mini Beast's dad.
Oh, well done, Mini Beast's dad.
Because she said, I agree with Mam. The Mam says C. Dad says A. So Mini Beast's dad gets the first podium. But then I've got to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get to Linda Peterson.
Well done, Linda.
Oh, maybe up very early in the morning compared to the rest of us, but it's still
tip-top condition in the mornings.
Sharp, yeah. And immediately after Linda, Javier Garcia.
Well done, Javier.
Has got A as well. So it's Mini Beast's dad taking gold, it's Linda taking silver, and Javier taking the bronze. And then we got lots and lots of B's and C's until we get down to Elizabeth Robson Burley, who also
well done, those who got it right.
Yeah.
Mike said this is a week of celebrations. Lisa and I celebrated 42 years together on August the 8th. That's pretty impressive, and it's nice to know you've had a wonderful week.
Yeah, very good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, because August the 8th.
August the 8th.
August the 8th. 8th to the 8th.
Oh yes, the 8th of the 8th.
Which is the anniversary for our son. Our son got married. We were in Las Vegas on the 8th of the 8th.
12 years ago.
12 years ago for their wedding. So there we go. Well, congratulations on that.
Beata said, houses here are really expensive. We were in Hemoltsheim and walking from the caravan park to the shop, the supermarket, and I looked up on the sign like, oh, that's a house I like. I love it. I bet that's £1 million. And I got home and I checked the prices in Hemoltsheim, and similar houses to that were going for like 4 million. So I'm well out of my depth over in Germany. But they're very nice houses. Right.
And something that came up as well in the conversation during the premiere, and for those who would like to see more of what Lexi was talking about, Lexi mentioned about singing stones. But Lexi has posted a video on our Facebook group.
Yes, it's marvellous.
Yeah,
I've tried to say marvellous and amazing then. I was going to say
amazing.
I don't know what I was going to say.
Marvellous.
You know what I mean. It's really good.
Yeah, so that's something worth looking at if you want to check it out, because obviously stones featured well in our thing this week, because we, as well as visiting the town, we also saw the bridge, we also saw the park, and we also saw the stones on top of the mountain.
Yep.
So awful lot in less than 20-minute video. And of course, as well as singing stones, Phyllis has been putting up pictures of food.
I know.
So I
love seeing food from other places, because I was trying to decide on that picture of food whether it was scones or whether it was biscuits, isn't it? You call scones out there, or something else. Turns out it was cornbread. But I'm getting there. I'm slowly learning what American food looks like, because you have everything, not everything, but lots of things are quite different.
Indeed. And on the subject of stones, Anne made an interesting statement as well, and she said, which is a lesson they learnt on their trip over to Britain recently: there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. And pictures of the standing stones.
Yeah, fair play. When we see them, the weather was terrible, and they said we didn't bring enough clothing because when it's cold and wet in Britain, whoa, it's cold and wet.
Well, that's right. If you're not from here and people say, oh, it can be wet, and then you come over here and you realise it just doesn't stop sometimes.
No.
But also Anna's put up some really good footage. I know they describe it as amateur, but some really good footage from the air show they were at of Lancaster Bomber. So that is really good as well. As I said,
hello Jeannie.
As I say every week, the variety is amazing on the group, and we love it. So please, thank you to everyone who's been contributing. Thank you to the new members. Welcome, because we're now up to 88 members.
That's lovely. It's great. Oh, I want to make an announcement. I can't remember if I made this last week, but the Facebook page, I'm going to mention it again. We are going to be closing that in the next few weeks. So if you're a member of the page and not the group, pop over to the group and join there, because I'm going to have to shut that page down because it's just causing problems. So I'm going to try, if they let me. I have been trying for a while and I gave up. So I'm going to try again.
Yeah, but as I say, the variety is fantastic. It just all sorts. And of course, we are regular updates on the ducks with Steve.
Yes.
Which everyone enjoys. So we're getting some feature pieces now that are flowing through here as well.
We get our regular contributors on certain elements.
Yes, and it's brilliant when people go travelling or go around their own area. Like Rachel has been putting up some wonderful pictures, all within her own area.
Yeah, and it's like seeing the shops in different countries, the food in different countries. We all love that, don't we?
In fact, I just remembered something.
Oh, what's that?
As long as we've remembered to upload them, I had an email off Rachel this week.
You did?
With some pictures in it, because if you remember last week we showed a picture of Rachel's brother with Douglas Bader, Sir Douglas, and at the inaugural journey of the first carriage that had been fitted to the train there, which allowed everyone access, open access, because there was no restrictions for those with any problems or disabilities. And the brother was there proudly comparing his prosthetic limbs with those of the war hero Douglas Bader. Well, there's been a lot of talk about trains, and Adam has encouraged that a great deal with wonderful photos of him at work. So it's train themed, these pictures, aren't they?
Yeah, and before I go on to them, before I lose this, maybe Issa said it's another joke. I've got to do it. Now, if you like football and you're Welsh, then put your fingers in your ears. What is the difference between Wales and a tea bag? The tea bag stays in the cap longer. Ooh, so cruel. Cruel.
You can go off people very quickly, you know. You may have to go in the sin bin. We might give you a red card and send you off the next question for that. How can you say such a thing?
Right, let's have a look at these photographs.
Yes. There we go. That one is a photograph of the cafe which has been newly renovated at Carnforth Station. And the reason that this cafe is famous and may seem familiar to some is that it was in the film Brief Encounter with Trevor Howard and Celia Johnson, which was made in 1945. So there we go. Now this, we are going from one end of entertainment to the other, because now we're looking at a map of, is it said Sodo?
Yeah, I think it's Soda, isn't it?
Soda.
Or it could be Sodo, I'm
not sure, but it is the imaginary island that is occupied by Thomas the Tank Engine and all of his friends, created by the author, and it is believed that one of the stories that he wrote was inspired by an incident that took place in 1892, and that is linked to the next picture, I hope. And here's the incident, folks. Look at that hole under the tracks. Now, I can assure you, Rachel didn't take this particular picture. She took the picture of the cafe, but she wasn't around for this one because we're talking 130 years back. But the story goes that they were shunting on the track when the driver realised that the ground was cracking beneath him. He leapt to safety only to look back and see his train disappear and just the back end sticking up in the air as the ground opened up. And it is that event that inspired one of the stories of Thomas the Tank Engine, but also it is said another story written by Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, was also based on that incident. So there we go. I gleaned all that information from an email I received from Rachel, but we want to share the photo with everyone tonight.
Brilliant. I love the one of the rail track. It's amazing to see that hole, isn't it?
Yeah, it just opened up.
Yep.
And he would have been in dire straits if he hadn't had the quick-wittedness to just jump. Because
if he hadn't been concentrating, be looking out the window, he'd be dead.
That's for sure. So there we go.
No, Minnie B said it's pronounced Sodo.
Sodo.
There we go. So now we know.
Won't argue with you, Minnie Beast. Do you know your Thomas Tank?
Lexi said one of my ancestors was the Bishop of Sodo and Man. Oh, right. Yeah, because it's by the Isle of Man, isn't it?
There we go. There we go. So, shall we have another question?
Let's have another question.
Because we can stay ahead of the curve.
We're doing really well.
We've got 13 minutes to go.
We haven't got to that question yet.
No,
you know, the question that always takes us 10 minutes.
We've got 13 minutes to go and we've done half the questions. Now then, if you know your geography, and if you were listening in the video, you already have the answer to this question too. Because Edward Williams had the rocking stone installed high above Pontypridd in 1814. But where did he hold his first meeting of the Druids, where he built a circle of 12 stones and set up a central altar stone over 20 years earlier in 1792? Was it in A, Cardiff, B, London, or C, Edinburgh?
Go. Oh, hello, Karen.
Now, which capital city do you think he was at when he had his first gathering and erected the stones?
Well, I know that the family of mini beasts are going to be on the podium again, looking at the way the answers are coming in. I think it's impossible for you to get it wrong. One of you to get you. One of you's going to get it right.
No, they've only got 2 answers.
Oh right, I didn't.
Yeah, because Dad's fallen
Dad's
asleep.
Wake up, Dad! Dad, wake up!
You know what it is, don't you? He just overwhelmed by the joy of getting on. He thought, I'm going to go sleep now.
Well, he peaked now. He can't get any better than that.
I can't do better than gold. I'm off to sleep.
Yep.
There we go. We've put Mini Beast's dad to sleep. Well.
Right, so we got a fair mix of answers, I think. I think
Yeah.
B is probably the least favourite one. So, do we have a winner?
We do have a
I
winner.
thought we might.
And it's interesting that you think B is the least popular answer because B is the correct answer.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. And it was at Primrose Hill, which is high looking over the city of London. We've been there, haven't we?
We have.
We've seen all
marvellous views over there.
Yeah, it's the only place in London you can fly a kite. But even there you've got your problems because most of them are stuck up trees. But you have got marvellous views, and of course it was probably seen by Williams at the time as a very prominent place where probably there would have been a coming together of people, because they always took the high ground, didn't they? So he went to the high ground above the capital city of London. So the first correct answer is Lexi B with a B.
Well done, Lexi.
There we go. Then we have to come down, and no, Dad was asleep, so Mum says A, I say C.
Oh,
the answer
Dad,
was B.
you should have been.
If Dad had been awake, he might have had a podium.
Sorry if I woke you up.
And so the next one now then, after Lexi, we're going down to Carlin Scott.
Oh, well done, Carlin.
And then I've got to find another B. Is there another B? Yes, there is. I tell you, she's definitely had breakfast and is on top form because it's Linda again.
Well done, Linda.
The lady who, unlike the rest of us, who's thinking it's nearly time to go to bed, is thinking it's nearly time to wake up where they are. So there we go, Linda. So it's Lexi, Carlin and Linda are the first 3 Bs in.
Well done.
And the next one would be Javier. And that's it. On the Bs, I think. Yeah.
Very few Bs.
Oh, so there's definitely going to be a special podium place then for Javier for having the only other B out of the...
Oh, nearly there then, Javier.
Yeah,
well
there was
done.
4 answers in and there was 4 correct answers. Lots of answers in, but only 4 correct answers. Yeah, it was London. But what I said in the film was that he did his first at Primrose Hill. I didn't say London. I said Primrose Hill, and of course Primrose Hill is in London. And it's quite famous.
Oh no, another joke. What did England say to Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland when it saw they were upset? UK?
Oh, dear me.
Right then. Yes, and only 4 Bs. Whoa. That was a difficult one, wasn't it?
Well, I suppose that because we're talking Bardic, we're talking Celtic, then people would think Cardiff. No, Phil's trying to trick us. It's too obvious. Let's go Edinburgh. Because Edinburgh is the Scots, the Celts. So that was my thinking. But of course, the clue wasn't in the question, but it was in the video because it was Primrose Hill. But and I think also he wanted to get some notoriety for what he was doing. He was a stonemason, he was. And he wanted to bring back, to revive the whole concept of the Druid religion. The only thing was, nobody really knew what it was they did. So he made most of it up. That's why I referenced the fact that many people call him the fantasist, because he made a lot of the ceremonial things, based on bits of folklore and history and that. He put it all together and he created. So the whole, probably most of what happens today, ceremonially, may owe itself to this man who climbed up Primrose Hill in 1792 and took a load of stone with him, than it does to the ancient. I'm not taking away from the fact they're still following the same beliefs and concepts, but the ceremonial, well, nobody wrote it down back in the Celtic days. You know, they would have been very limited in their references.
Now, in answer to Minnie Beast's joke, Ed said Britain said great. Oh, very good, very good.
Oh, I tell you what, the sense of humour around here.
Right then, so should we have some news, because time is ticking on?
Right, we'll have some happy news.
And you're going to want your jingle?
Yes. Right, well, we're going from an 84-year-old lady to a 17-year-old teenager.
Ooh, that's a long one.
Teen with brain tumour uses his Make-A-Wish to throw Christmas in July for sick kids. That's the headline. While recovering from a brain tumour, Jude Bosom decided to use his Make-A-Wish to help other sick kids feel better through a recent Christmas in July event across all the children's hospitals in Michigan. I wanted to give back to people that had it harder than I did, said Jude, who is 17. It was pretty amazing to see the joy. After experiencing severe headaches and some memory loss in late 2020, Jude's doctor discovered a growth on his brain, and in early 2021, he underwent emergency surgery and spent several weeks in and out of ICU. During the time in ICU, his dad learned that Jude qualified for a Make-A-Wish. But due to his son's state, he waited 1 year to tell him about his opportunity with the organisation. But once they'd had the conversation, Jude knew instantly he wanted to give back. I asked him a couple of times if he was sure about it, said his dad. He's built different than a lot of people. He's always been caring and wanting other people to be happier and more comfortable than himself. So it didn't really surprise me. We couldn't be more proud of him. Jude settled on Christmas in July, and Michael Hunt, president and CEO of Make-A-Wish Michigan, says the organisation really went crazy. We made it our mission to make sure that we were walking into every hospital with toys for all ages. They saw toys, they saw Santa, they were having the best time ever.
That's lovely.
I thought...
Yes, Manky like that. That's really appealed to Manky.
I think the whole sort of wish idea is wonderful. I think the fact that all those children who were so severely sick in hospital getting presents is wonderful. But of course, the icing on the cake, a 17-year-old lad, now the money they spent on that, he could have said, I want to go on a round the world cruise with my family, and they would have sent it. But he said, I want to give every child who's in hospital. And I read the backstory, and he was saying he knows that in the hospitals, they make a fuss of children who are in over special holidays. So if you're in over Christmas, they will make a fuss. But he thought, I want to do something in the middle of summer for the kids who are there. So he moved Christmas to July. Yeah. And I thought,
good idea.
What a lovely, lovely thought. What a lovely young man. And his dad has every reason, as do all of his family, to be so proud of him. And I thought I'd share the news.
Wouldn't it be lovely if that started a bit of a thing going there, where Wish decided perhaps every year we'll have Christmas in July. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Gives a real legacy for him.
The CEO actually said that the extent to what they were able to do with this wish was quite remarkable, and that he said it's not unheard of for others as well to have given away their wish.
Right.
For people to feel so nice, grateful that they've survived that they want to give their wish. And I thought that was something nice as well. But it's also great to give some good press to young people, because it is easy for young people to all get tarred with the same brush, same as elderly people all getting tarred with the same brush. But we got a 17-year-old who gave his prize so children could smile in hospital, and we got an 84-year-old who for 10 years has been dressing up owls and sticking them up trees to put a smile on the children's face as they go to school. You know, folks, there's some brilliant things happening out there.
There are.
It's not all bad news.
And one of the brilliant things happening any second now is another question, because we really need to get this question asked.
Oh, indeed we do. Well, we're going to jump straight over to question number 6.
Oh,
because we've only got 2 minutes, and I know it's going to be contentious.
Oh, no.
It is. I can't get over it. You know, this question has become more contentious than Brexit. And that's about as contentious as it ever got in Britain. But I'm telling you, the tension over Brexit is nothing to trying to get the right number of monkeys that appeared in this week's show. So in how many locations did you identify Manky in this week's video? Was it A4, B5 or C6?
Go. Ooh, right. Well, the answers are not flying in. Here they come. Here they come.
Oh, have a look at this. Hang on. Our friends.
You've got Ribble Finder Crafts have been at it again. They're really good at this. So, what have you got down? 5, but 6 if the last one is right.
All right, so they're going random on the last one. They're thinking, am I right? But they're going 5 or 6.
Right,
so that's going to be interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, I tell you, anybody else? Ooh, yes.
So Linda was as low as 4, and then we got lots of 5s in. I can't see any 6s.
Oh, we got a few C's.
Oh, right, yes, so they will be C's, sorry.
Yeah, we got a few C's in, so there are 6s. We've got 4.
Andrea's put a T in. What's that by? It's not by an A, B or C, so...
Probably, it's either below a 5 or a 6.
Oh, yes.
5 and 6 are directly above
so it's
T.
either 5 or 6, I think, you put there in Andrea.
Right then.
Right. Ooh, here we go. Finger biting competition coming up now.
Okay.
Who's got it right?
Well, I can tell you that the gold podium position tonight goes to
Drum roll.
the most detailed explanation of Manky's presence that you could
What would that
offer.
be?
Ribble Finds and Crafts.
Well done, Ribble Finds and
Because
Crafts.
yes, my friends, the last one does count. Yep, it's 6, folks. Because he was in the flowers. Remember when Caroline said, "Oh, it's a black and white flower"? He was up the tree when I did the talk in front of the tree. Every time I moved to the side, Manky was stood looking the other way up the tree. He was in the fountain in the middle of the town. He was in that big pot with a tree growing out of it in the one bit of music as we looked at the modern buildings. He was helping me to rock the stone. That's 5, and perhaps some people got caught out on the one behind my hat on the tree.
Could it be?
Some went 4. But not many people got number 6. Because when Caroline edited the footage during the poem, when I read the poem and we did the footage showing all around the stones, on the long shot coming in, Manky is stood on the top stone stood on the bottom stone looking under the top stone. And he is there. Go check it out. Yes, he's at 1449. I know that because my experts have told me so. So it is 6, which means it's Ribble Finds and Crafts way out there on a podium of their own until we come down to virtually the bottom. And we get 2 C's. One from Javier.
Well done, Javier.
And Lesbian Touron.
I'm going to have to check that one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Lesbian Touron.
Oh, that's a Lesbian Touron, yes?
Yeah, that's what it says. But
I don't recognise that name, so is this your first time here? Or have you been
and if
here
it
before?
is, you've got a podium
Yes,
because
well done.
although there were a lot of answers in before you, everyone went 4 and 5. And a special mention for Dorothy, because you are the only other person to get the correct answer. That's twice tonight. We've only had 4 correct answers. So Dorothy,
right.
we're giving you a special podium position because there were only 4 correct answers tonight on this question. But we are correct, and I have the evidence because it's there in black and white, written by Ribble Finds and Crafts.
Yes, I'm a local expert.
Yeah, that's where he was this week, Manky. You'd have caused some trouble, you do. You really do.
It's Lena Remy. I changed my username.
Right.
So we're getting there now.
Well done.
Rachel's daughter.
Well
done.
Great.
Excellent.
Well, you got
And
on
it wasn't
there.
an easy one. Right then, so thank you all for joining us. It's been wonderful. I love reading the chat. I get a bit too absorbed sometimes. But we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
Have fun. Bye.